When I say bad art, what is the first thing that pops up in your head? Could be something that looks like this, maybe even this, or maybe some weird Rule 34 crap. Either way, you're right, because art is subjective, and whatever's bad to you is bad to you. Art can be good, art can be bad, art can be somewhere in between. It really doesn't matter, because all of it is subjective, meaning whatever's good to you might not be good to me. Whatever's good to me might not be good to you. Art is in everything that we do. Everything we read, see, hear, feel, art is there in some form, and a lot of art takes talent, even if it's bad, and especially if it's good. Art is something that really revolves around talent and skill, with some exceptions. I'd say I would consider nature art, honestly. Even natural art sometimes takes skill and talent from people if they want to make a garden look a certain way. But what if we were to take talent out of art? This happened in what I would consider two of the most pretentious and obnoxious art movements in history, specifically minimalism and abstract expressionism. These two movements are the most pretentious and obnoxious art movements in the history of mankind. And in a lot of ways, they are just a fucking scam. So yeah, today we're going to be talking about a lot of shit, maybe a little bit of piss, perhaps cum, because modern art is as dumb as sunning your asshole. That's what we in the biz like to call a reference. I'll fucking kill myself now. Obviously, today's video we're going to be looking at minimalism and abstract expressionism. Now, I'm not going to get into the history of either of these because I honestly don't give a shit. And looking through the history of this shit is just going to be boring and annoying because they're so fucking bad. Legitimately, we're only here to dog on these, and you'll see why. Now, we're going to start with minimalism, which will lead into abstract expressionism. We're going to be watching a Vox video by the name of Why All These White Paintings Are in Museums and Mine Aren't.
White isn't really a pure thing. White is always tinted in some way. Paint is made up of a variety of pigments. If you've ever painted the walls of your house, you know how many different whites there are to choose from, and maybe if you only look at one, it looks like pure white, but when you hold them up in an array, you can see the subtle differences. It's blue, it's green, it's purple, it's warm, it's cold.
Now I want you to remember, she's talking about a white painting, not like an artwork, just a straight up white paint. Someone threw white on a canvas and put it in a museum.
And when you get close, not too close, there's a lot going on here. Lines, texture, patterns, even color. There are a lot of subtle intricacies that make it more than just a white canvas.
That looks like someone had a painting that they didn't like, so they were gonna cover it with like some white so that way they can repaint over it. And they just said, fuck it, I don't wanna do that.
Minimalist artists wanted their work to embody order, simplicity, and harmony.
These artists began with these ideas as a rejection of abstract expressionism.
Abstract expressionism was a movement of artists in the 1940s and 50s who thought that art should be gestural, expressive, and emotional, evoking the unconscious mind through movement and color.
So if we think about Jackson Pollock as being kind of the abstract expressionist that many people think of, you can take that picture of him with the canvas on the floor of his studio, spilling paints everywhere, and it's his gesture, it's his physical body, it's his arm, it's who he is as a person that's creating that canvas, that painting.
Minimalists weren't about that. All that paint splashing everywhere, no thanks.
And there was a lot of desire to get away from that sensibility where the individual's expression was put into the canvas. The idea was that the art object, be it sculpture or painting or installation, should kind of be as far removed from the author as possible.
We're gonna get to abstract expressionism later, obviously, but I'm glad that the video brought it up before I did because you can see the contrast between the two types of artwork. It's not much different. One's chaotic, one's not, but they're both dog shit and they both don't take any skill. We'll get to Jackson Pollock in a minute as well because I've got some words with that motherfucker.
You can see what she means when you compare the two schools of art. Abstract expressionism, minimalism. abstract expressionism, minimal.
That's literally just a fucking triangle. See, this is what I fucking mean. These artworks are exuberantly expensive for no fucking reason.
Abstract expressionism, minimalism. Okay, you get it. Minimalist artists stripped art of the burden of being about something else. They presented art not as an imitation of reality, but as an object unto itself. Artist Frank Stella summed it up nicely when he said, "What you see is what you see."
This is a fucking 1000 IQ take right here. Absolute galaxy brain thought. What you see is what you see. No shit. No fucking shit. That's every artwork. That's everything. Actually, that's just in general everything. That doesn't make minimalism special because what you see is what you see. That doesn't even say anything about anything. Look, I don't have a problem with people enjoying minimalist artwork. Sometimes minimalism looks good. Not in canvas form. A lot of minimalist artwork looks good when it's like an item that you can utilize. Like take a guitar, for example. A minimalist guitar, those things look sick. Bed frames, cabinets, housing items, honestly, those things look sick. But you can't just throw a triangle onto a painting and call that minimalist and think that you're a genius, which is the main issue. That's the main issue everyone takes up with these types of artwork.
With a very kind of absent blank painting, you have to do a lot more work in some ways than maybe you have to do with, let's say, pop art that has tons of obvious references, and you see the Coca-Cola or the American flag and you can say, I have all of these relationships with these objects, with these brands, with these things. When you're looking at simply a square of white paint, you have to do a lot more work, but sometimes there maybe is something more rewarding in the end.
What do you mean rewarding? Am I gonna get a fucking Fortnite skin from finding out the meaning behind a white canvas? No, I don't fucking think so. See, this is what I mean when I say that the people that defend this type of artwork are extraordinarily pretentious. The only way you're gonna find meaning in this is tricking yourself into thinking you're a paranoid schizophrenic who can see the meaning behind the white lines. Look, don't gaslight yourself into thinking there's meaning behind a white painting. There's fucking none. All right, you're not Kingpin. Don't do it.
Another common reaction to modern art, specifically minimalist pieces like white paintings, is, come on, say it with me now, I could do that. Good.
Almost no matter what show I've worked on in my career, somebody has said that. While there is a lot of skill in a lot of modern and contemporary art, there's also a lot of art that is more about the idea than it is about skill. And so yes, you could do it, but you didn't.
Damn, Elizabeth.
And that may sound obnoxious or flip, but the reality is that once art begins to live just as much in the mind as it does in the eye, you have to bring your ideas as well as your physical construction of the work.
The issue with that statement is if your idea is a white canvas, just a blank thing, then it's not a fucking idea. The reason people say that they could do that is because they can, and most of the time, they do. When you buy a white canvas, boom, there's the fucking work. You don't gotta do anything else. That's the issue. That's why people take so much fucking offense to this type of artwork, is because it's not even art. There is no idea behind white canvases besides white canvases. Like that one dude said, what you see is what you see. There's nothing here, and that's what you see because that's all there is. And the crazy fucking spell card she's got going on to try and make you think that it is anything more than that is already circumventing one of the points that they made, which is exactly what this dude said. Yet again, what you see is just what you see. Minimalism takes a lot of forms, obviously. We got the black and white paintings, we got the colored paintings, we got the shapes. Now, what if we were to take it one step further? Introducing a group called Praxis. They made a museum called the Museum of Nonvisible Art. You might be asking yourself, what is non-visible art? It's exactly what it sounds like. Art that you cannot see, art that is not there. They sell and show you nothing. Now, minimalism pisses a lot of people off specifically for this reason. You are selling what took no work, no effort, no thought at all. You're selling nothing, basically, for thousands, if not millions of dollars. And it completely overshadows actual good artists. specifically just because they're expensive art pieces. I doubt that I will ever see berserk panels in a museum outside of Japan. There was one woman who spent 10 grand on a piece ironically named Fresh Air. The description of the piece is, "This work is like having an endless tank of oxygen. No matter where you are, you always have the ability to take a breath of the most delicious, clean-smelling air that the earth can produce. Every breath you take gives you endless peace and health. This artwork is something to carry with you. Because wherever you are, you can imagine yourself getting the most beautiful taste of air that is from the mountaintops, fields, or oceanside. It is an endless supply." Absolutely ironic that they're fucking selling this. Now, she didn't get anything, obviously, but she was supposed to get a certificate of authentication. She was supposed to get invited to a party in New York. There was a whole big scandal with it, and she tried to refund. I don't know if she got it. This was like 11 years ago. All this shit's online. I didn't want to look into it too far. But this just goes to show how far minimalism can go. Look, if you defend this type of artwork, why? I mean, there's nothing here. No one is getting offended at this artwork because of the artwork itself. Everyone is getting offended at this artwork because of the pricing behind it. If I saw a white canvas, I wouldn't think anything of it. Genuinely, no thoughts, nothing. But if I saw a white canvas being presented as 100 grand, then I'm mad. Because nothing has happened, and yet this person is making an insane amount of money off of it. Minimalism takes the talent out of art. And it's so clear that the people who make minimalist art were the type of people that wanted to be artists and were jealous of people that were actually talented enough to become artists. So they decided that they're going to make their own movement based off of abstract expressionism. They didn't know what the fuck to do, so they just threw white paint on some shit, took some bricks, and said, "This is art." It doesn't take long to give examples of over $1 million pieces in minimalist artwork. For example, 3.8 million for White Fire. That's what this is. I'm not going to name the artist because fuck them. This next piece, $43 million. They didn't even bother to name it. It is an untitled piece for $43 million. See, this is what I mean when I say it fucks over the actual talented artist. No effort was put into this whatsoever. Now, I don't want to leave it on this dog shit note, so what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to shout out some actually talented artists. Now, I may be a little biased about this one, but she's awesome. She's amazing. One of the most talented artists that I know and have the privilege of dating. Go follow oni.studios on TikTok, Instagram. Here's just a little bit of her artwork. Fucking amazing artist, like actual God-gifted talent. It's insane. Sketchytodd, go follow him on Twitter. He does a shit ton of commissions, or I think he does. I'm not sure. I just know he's a really good artist. I love his artwork. He's a super funny dude. Anyways, that's gonna be the end of the video. Thank you guys for watching. If you want more content like this, go follow me on TikTok. I'm on there, or I will be on there. I haven't made any videos on it yet, but I'm trying. I'm sorry for the lack of content. I've been going through a pretty wacky depression, I guess, for the past 2 months, and it's been really hard to cope with and deal with and try and make shit with it. So I'm trying to get back in the swing of things as hard as I possibly can. So I'm sorry. I can't make any promises that there will be content in like a month or a week or anything. Just expect content. I'm not done with YouTube. I will never be done with YouTube. I love this shit. If you want more of this, I'm going to be on TikTok. I'm really trying to prepare myself. I don't really know how to make a TikTok yet. But I'm learning. I'm on Twitter. I post some bangers on Twitter. Go follow me. Instagram, and I'm making a Discord, which we are going to be working on for the next couple of days, maybe. I don't know. It's not going to be released yet, but I will post the link in a video somewhere down the line. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, turn on the notifications. It means a lot. I really appreciate all the support, and it helps me out. And it lets me know what type of content you guys like. So yeah, that would be super helpful. Also, comment down below what you guys thought of the video. I really enjoy the feedback that I get in these types of videos. I really like to see what you guys are commenting. So that also helps me out. So, and yeah, that's gonna be it.